Okay, the sound is good.
Whoa. The sound is good. The chat room's got some people in it.
Good morning to our friends. Good morning to our friends. I don't know why. I was annoyed and I was not feeling like doing the show, but as soon as the sound is good and I see our friends, I get perked.
I gotta get my hands out of my pants. Sorry.
Good grief, dude. You just never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
It's good grief. What's good grief? That's not even possible.
That's what I like to say.
You say it all the time, and grief is not good. That's it. You can't have good grief.
It means good Lord. It means
no. So say good Lord.
Oy vey.
Fine, but good grief doesn't make any sense. Can somebody in the chat room tell me what good grief is?
Can you just accept me the way I am, please? I like to say good grief. I got it from Charlie Brown.
Okay. Whoa.
Dennis Timko is here.
Scott Borland is here. I don't recall seeing Scott before.
Good morning to Scott Borland.
Good morning to Scott. Can you hear? Is the sound good? Isn't good grief a Sesame Street thing? Sound is good. Yo-yo, guess Augustina goes yo-yo-yo. All right?
That's Boston Paul.
Oh, that's Boston Paul?
Chris JP, great to see you. Great to see Chris from Cambridge. He always likes to tell us about the birthdays. Today is Raul Ibanez.
Oh, that's exciting. Raul Ibanez.
52.
And I met Raul Ibanez once. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. Okay. Go ahead,
so
continue.
let's make sure that...
Is Aiden here?
Yes,
Aiden.
say hi to Aiden.
Dad's a premier is here.
And Inessa. I think her name is Inessa or Inessa. That's Aiden's mom and Dennis's wife. And we would like to welcome her around too.
All. Tommy Johnston is here. Leonard Donaldson is here.
And we're still waiting for our baseball card from Aiden this year.
Mitchell Harston is here. Is that Leonard Donaldson? Or
that's Laura.
Oh, that's
Hello
Laura.
Hello to Laura and Mary.
Sorry about that.
Data Premier.
Good.
Mitchell Harton.
Yes, sir.
Where's Malpal? Let's talk bad about him and then he'll come.
Yeah, okay. You know, Malpal's really a nervous wreck.
Why?
I don't know.
He's not a nervous wreck.
Here we go. Sunday
There's
Sports
Leonard
Talk.
Donaldson.
There's Leonard Donaldson.
Let's make sure Scott can hear.
Scott, can you hear?
Let's make sure Scotty can hear. Scott.
Okay.
And we'll just...
Yeah, just type, ask Scott in the chat room. Scott, all okay?
I got it.
I got it too.
Can I just do it?
Okay. Because if it's not, we'll help you. Okay, so talking about helping you. All right, let's get on to it, okay? Let's get on to it. Boston Paul, good morning, sir. All right, here we go. We got the big stuff going on. And, you know, the first thing, and I asked you this before, you're not that familiar with Greg Maddux, right? He was not from your era.
Yeah, well, he was, but when I was, he's not that old.
Well, most people, okay, you consider Greg Maddux great. But most people don't know how great he is. He faced, and I'm just giving this as a tidbit, 20,421 batters. That's 20,421 over the course of his career. And now listen to this. Only 310 saw a 3-ball, no-strike count. And over those, half of them were intentional walks. Now, that's got to be one of the greatest stats that I've ever heard.
Only
Absolutely.
310 batters saw a 3-0 count, and of those, over half of them were intentional walks.
Oh, by the way, Patrick Davitt, and I have to say this out loud, does a show, Baseball HQ Radio. I got to tell you, he is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, we did like an hour podcast. I thought it was like 20 minutes, okay? I don't know. Anyway, he did a great job, led me into a lot of great stuff, and made me look good, I think, okay? And it's up now, so you could all hear it.
At Baseball HQ Radio.
Baseball HQ Radio. Just go up there or you can type, or you
There's
take,
Unholy. We love seeing Unholy.
or you take a look at some of the links that I set up. Patrick Davitt, a phenomenal radio host. Okay, now here, let me ask you a question. All right, Chris Sale allowed a total of 3 earned runs in his last 6 starts. Now he racked up 8 and 4 innings.
The A's. The freaking
Oh,
A's.
yeah, the A's. Now,
the Oakland A's.
the first question is, do you take a player or do you stay away from a player who hurt you last year? A lot of people say, I ain't taking him, he killed me last year.
Don't touch my coffee.
Well, it's your coffee, okay.
This is your coffee.
A lot of people, I've heard many people say, I'm not taking that guy, he hurt me last year. Are you one of them?
Depends on who it is.
Well,
if it's
yeah.
Byron Buxton, I just keep going back for more punishment.
Okay, so
I don't get why I do it.
You don't believe in staying away from a player who hurt you last year?
I think I'm cured of Byron Buxton, by the way.
Well, are you all right now?
But yes, there's certain players I just don't bother drafting again. Like I probably won't ever draft Nolan Gorman again. At this rate, I won't draft T.J. Friedel ever again.
Oh, there's Malpal. You say we said something bad about him, and he shows up again. Unbelievable, the Malpal. SM King Turd. Triple play.
I think his ears start ringing.
Oh, man. Andrea says Malpal's not here. Let's say something bad about him. And we did, and he shows up. You gotta be... That's the craziest thing I've ever done in 30 years of podcasting. It's Malpal, we love you. All right, now he's going to leave. Okay?
No, he'll stay.
Okay.
Him and Tina.
Uh-huh.
Good morning to Tina.
Okay.
And Tommy Johnson, triple play. SM King Turd.
Okay.
Great to see you all. Okay?
What about Scotty Borland? I haven't heard from him at all. Okay.
Well, I already welcome him and everything.
Okay, good.
So
now, talk about last year. Do you think Chris Sale is done now?
Hell no.
Chris
Good
Sale
grief.
had a tremendous start to the season, and that surprised most people. All right? Chris Sale did not go very high in the draft.
It is surprising that as soon as he picked up a baseball in Boston, he stunk. And as soon as he left, he's good again. And by the way, he got roughed up by the Oakland team. That doesn't mean anything. He has recorded 8 or more strikeouts in each of his last 5 outings. He's 8-1 on the season, a 3.06 ERA, .95 WHIP, 82 strikeouts in 67 innings. And his next outing is in Washington, so...
Yeah, so you're just flying by his last start. And,
yes, absolutely.
So here's the thing.
Turd loves Gorman. He
Okay.
says to give him all the Gorman shares, even though he stinks.
Do you agree with me
He's
that
been hitting better.
now is the time to go after Chris Sale if you don't have
No, you
him?
can't get him.
You don't think?
Let's not make lofty goals that you can't achieve.
Okay, so you still don't think that Chris Sale's value has gone down, right?
Hell no.
Okay, how about Yu Darvish has a groin strain.
Oh,
Joe
man.
Musgrove has a right elbow inflammation.
Guess who I think they should hire?
Oh, wait a second. And they've both been placed on the injured list. A rough day for the San Diego Padres.
And the Orioles. There's 2 good teams that could really use a pitcher.
Yes, they can.
I won't say his name, so Boston Paul won't tease me.
Oh, him?
Everybody knows who I'm talking about,
Who,
so
that
it doesn't
guy?
matter.
That guy? Now, all right, let's get on to the nitty and the gritty. Jason Dominguez. Do you know what his... people are thinking he's going to get called up.
He's not.
When his rehab assignment expires.
On Monday.
Yeah, on Monday.
That's tomorrow.
It looks like, from what I understand and from what I've heard, that he will remain in the minors. Okay? He's making progress. When the time comes, we'll see what even he doesn't feel that the time is right. So Jason Dominguez, his minor league assignment expires, but he will remain in the minor leagues. Are you surprised?
And of course, the Vultures, they want to know how he feels about it. And he says, they're all trained to give the appropriate answer. And, what they say to you is probably not exactly how they feel, but they know exactly what they need to say, which him, in quote, I can't control it. I'm just playing, making my progress, and when the time comes, we will see what happens. That's what you have to say. Why do people ask such stupid questions that there's already a boxed answer to?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just being a nag today, or what?
Yeah, you're being a terrible nag. Colorado in May, 14-13, and the Atlanta. Is this right?
Good morning to Zelmo.
Colorado had a better record than Atlanta in May.
Yes, it's true, but
wow.
I'll tell you one thing. Colorado's still in last. The Atlanta Braves are still in second. They are 4-6 in their last 10. They've lost one in a row. Their run differential is still positive, and they have time to turn it around. I'll tell you what, they're the only other team in the National League East with a positive run differential. While Colorado, on the other hand, has a negative 75 run differential. They're last in the NL West, and they didn't have as bad of a month of May as the poor Braves. But let's be honest here.
Yeah, go ahead. Be honest.
The Braves will pull it.
Acuna. That's the
They
word.
won a World Series without Acuna, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's it? So
And
you think they could still be competitive without Acuna?
Yes, I do.
I disagree.
Especially if is Strider going to come back?
Well, I think the mental part, and we've talked about this more.
They won a World Series without him.
More this year than the mental part. I think the clubhouse is down. I think the locker room is down. I think the team is down mentally between him and Strider, and I think it's mental that they just are not a great team without him.
Mitchell wants to know if Andujar is real. And Malpal says he's not going to hit 400, that's for sure. And honestly, I doubt it's real. We know all about what he is. What's real is that he could hit the ball hard when he doesn't strike out.
Musgrove. Okay.
I can't believe believe that Musgrove. No. Oh, Leonard Donaldson just picked up Musgrove, yes, and Turd grabbed Montgomery off waivers. Can you believe it? One of my favorite soft tossers is on the waiver wire. Is that true?
Yeah,
Jordan Montgomery.
That's pretty good. But you know what? I really believe that Andujar is he was. Let's put it this way.
We know what he is.
I'm not shocked that Andujar becomes a very good player.
Come on.
No, he was supposed to be.
Okay, well, he didn't.
For years he was supposed to be good. He never achieved anything. I've seen it many times that a player disappoints for many years, and then all of a sudden, it hits him.
All right. Well, I will say this: he doesn't ever take a walk. That's his problem. He never takes a walk. Okay, so if you don't have on-base percentage in your league, that's not a problem. His strikeout rate on the season is 6.7%. Give me a break on this one. Let's look at his batting average on balls in play just for fun.
Wait a second. You say just for fun?
Yes.
Zelmo is here.
Just for fun.
There you go.
423 batting average on balls in play. His contact rate is up, though, to 93%, if you can believe that. And by the way, Andujar's contact rate has never been bad, although his strikeout rate has never been bad. His walk rate has always been bad. He's getting lucky right now, but he's always hit the ball hard. And I'm surprised that he's getting it out of the park because he's not hitting the ball up in the air very much. Let's see what his launch angle is. Holy moly.
What is it?
1.3 launch angle, dude.
Wow.
1.3 launch angle.
That's why he doesn't get hits. Ground ball.
How is he getting home runs?
That's it.
He's only got 2 home runs. So let's say he's everything his stats say he is. He doesn't hit the ball in the air. His batting average on balls in play shows that he's getting very, very lucky. He doesn't strike out, but he never walks. He's on a horrible team. Do not purchase this guy too highly right now. That's
King
all I
Hap
gotta
is
say.
here.
But
Good
he's
morning.
on a bad enough team where he's going to get playing time every day. So
morning to King Hap. And by the way,
King Hap.
You will hear King Hap tomorrow, Monday, right here. King Hap, not
on Coffee with the King.
Coffee with the King, right here on the Lenny Melnick Fantasy Network, and he'll be here at 9
You know,
o'clock.
Boston Paul likes to talk a lot of shit. You
Okay.
know that?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Good morning, King Hap says. Now, let me ask you a question. For this year, if I say a rookie is a rookie is a rookie, who am I talking about?
Corbin Carroll. But he's not a rookie anymore. He's a sophomore slump.
Okay, a sophomore.
He's a sophomore slump.
Yeah, 197 batting average. Are you kidding me? Through 55 games, 2 homers, 18 RBIs, 9 out of 13 steals. That's not who we thought
9
we
stolen
were
bases out of 13 attempts. That's probably his best asset right now, for sure.
It absolutely is. And how about
All
this
right,
guy?
where are you in your league, though? For those of you, we only want to hear from those of you who drafted Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, if you drafted Corbin Carroll, and many did, Big Al, how you doing?
And then I want
kid?
you to tell us where you're sitting in your league, because that was roaming around X yesterday, and it was interesting because many who have Corbin Carroll are not doing great.
Right. Now,
But the one good thing is it's impossible to have Corbin Carroll and Acuna Jr. Unless you're in an auction league.
Yeah.
Because Acuna and Corbin Carroll were going 1 and 2.
That's right. So you don't have both of them. But unless one of them was a keeper. Unless Acuna was a keeper.
J.R. Matz has Carroll and a keeper.
Yeah, so there you go.
Well, Langford, according to Turd, Wyatt Langford, the rookie is the rookie. He's actually looking much more comfortable. And I would say...
that's another guy. This year...
He's doing fine.
But this year, among all the years...
He's doing better than the other rookies.
Really takes into account a rookie is a rookie is a rookie.
It really does, right? Any inkling that I had to go towards rookies has been cured.
That's right. How about now? Garrett Crochet throws a quality start in 5 of his last 6 outings.
Yes.
Are you kidding?
You know who they compare him to?
Who's that?
Chris Sale.
Oh, yeah? How's
they
that?
They compare Chris Sale to Garrett Crochet.
Okay, well, Garrett Crochet
but people were about to give up on this kid, I'll tell you.
What team is he on?
Oh, good grief.
Here you go with the good grief
No,
again.
let me think. Garrett Crochet.
I thought he was on the White Sox.
No, he's not.
Because...
I want to say...
Billy Pierce...
How come I don't know what team this is?
Yeah, well, look, I don't... look, I
you
do...
can't know everything. It is the White Sox!
He's on the White Sox?
Their pitching is not as bad as...
Wait a second.
He really
Garrett
is.
Crochet on the White... Yes, he is on the White Sox.
He is.
And that's why he reminds me of Billy Pierce.
Okay, well,
Garrett
there you
Crochet,
go.
and he's a lefty. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes I forget.
And he gets compared to the other lefty from the White Sox, which is Chris Sale.
Chris Sale's not on the White Sox.
He used to be, Leonard.
Used to be. But Garrett Crochet and the White Sox, you take a look at this terrible White Sox team. Eric Fetty's doing okay. Chris Flexen, middle of the road. Garrett Crochet doing... They got 2 good starting pitchers. Clevenger's on the 15th day. I'm surprised that the White Sox are just doing so bad. Benintendi hasn't done nothing. DeJong hasn't done nothing. Andrew Vaughn hasn't. Tommy Pham. Wow. Luis Roberts hurt. Eloy Jimenez is hurt. Moncada is hurt. Every year.
Boston Paul, okay.
So would you draft Moncada, Luis Robert, or Eloy Jimenez last?
There's only one draftable player in that whole list that you said.
Who?
Luis Robert. And he's really, he's not good, so right now he's injured and he's been injured. And I don't know, I keep thinking he's coming back, but he keeps, every time I wake up on a Monday morning and I see he's still on the injured list, and I keep saying, what the hell's going on?
What the hell? Okay.
Now, Boston Paul says...
Oh, Scotty Borland's typing. He says he drafted Acuna #1, and he should have picked Mookie.
That's
Absolutely. Right. Because
That's
of his position flexibility.
And he's right. And you know who else is the #1 pick, the most reliable player in baseball, is Kyle Tucker.
Okay.
He doesn't have the eligibility that Mookie has, which is a good thing.
That's true.
So Boston Paul, of course you knew I was going to comment on this one. He says, balls in play does not count home runs. It's a travesty. A home run is a ball in play. To me, a home run is an important part of hitting. That's fine. There's a lot of stats that create important parts of hitting. They're all It doesn't mean they need to incorporate everything. A ball in play is not a home run because the ball is not in play. When you do a batting average on balls in play, you get the reading specifically to tell you how lucky you're getting on the base paths, how much you're facing in defense. Maybe you're facing teams that have an excellent defense, and maybe you're facing teams that have a horrible defense. But that's how you can narrow down the batting average a little bit better, by taking out those balls that are not in play and saying, well, maybe there's factors that I can't control. And especially, I know a lot of people don't look at balls in play, batting average on balls in play, but it's an important stat early in the season. It's the most important early in the season. It usually averages out throughout the season, but when you see a guy like Andahar and his balls in play average is over 420 right now, it's impossible to continue that. There's just no doubt about it. And while a lot of people have stopped using batting average on balls in play, I will use it till I die.
That's okay, but I'll tell you what, Boston Paul reminds me of something, that home runs don't count as balls in play.
I just spent like the last 5 minutes talking about that.
I know, I just can't believe it.
It's also not a ball in play. Is it a ball in play?
No, it's not in play.
Okay, thank you.
It's in play until it goes over the fence.
Exactly. Unholy points out that Billy Pierce once retired the first 26 batters, and with 2 outs in the 9th inning, pinch hitter Ed Fitzgerald doubled down the left field line. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. But I remember Billy Pierce. He was growing up. Surprisingly, he was my favorite pitcher, Billy Pierce. And I did not like the White Sox at all, but Billy Pierce, mainly because when I pitched like Billy Pierce.
Here's another...
A lefty.
Oh, you did.
Well, I don't pitch like him.
You're just like him, Leonard.
I used his wind-up as an example, and the whole thing. And by the way...
there's one thing that we need to acknowledge, too.
What?
Big Al on the prowl is here. Good morning to Big Al.
Yes, sir.
And he says, what do you think of this Major League Baseball making the major change to all-time category leaders to include all the Negro League stuff? He's saying now Josh Gibson is the all-time greatest player in MLB. And then SM King Turd points out Josh Gibson has 2,100 career at-bats, and people are now saying that he's better than Barry Bonds. Because, they mixed up all of the stats between the Negro League.
Yeah, mixing up the stats is fine, but you can't mix up the players. And he didn't play against players that were in Major League Baseball.
So you don't really feel...
No, I don't think it's...
They're trying to do it as a virtue signal, but it doesn't...
Yeah, no,
and Unholy
can't.
says he is not acknowledging this. It's like apples compared to oranges.
Nothing wrong with the Negro Leagues, but having their own records is really good. Is really pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. And by the way, SM King Turd says Langford is going to be the MVP. Okay, did you say that MVP or a Rookie of the Year? Rookie of the Year. So whatever, Langford's going to be something. He is definitely going to be something, and we say thank you to everybody for coming into the chat room. Triple Play, Boston, everybody's here. Thank you so much. Now, as we continue on, okay, Aaron Judge, well, actually, at this point, you should know this, Ranger Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez, the Phillies now without him.
He left last night's game with an injury being called a hand contusion. His x-rays came back negative, but there's swelling in the left thumb. He got hit on a ball that was hit back to the box.
Yep.
And there's swelling in his left thumb, and he'll be able... If he'll be able to make his next start, and they don't think
it's unclear if he's going to be able to make his next start, but all he has is some inflammation, which is great for fantasy managers because this guy has been on fire this year. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's 9-1 with a 1.70 ERA. 74 innings so far, but it is a good thing to hear this, that the x-rays came back negative, okay?
Run differential, the White Sox are getting close to the Cleveland Spiders, who had the worst run differential back in 1899. So how about this White Sox team? I mean, they're so bad, but yet I just went over their lineup, and how about this one, okay? Now, I have said a couple of things, that the Yankees and the Mets would finish at the bottom of their divisions. I will also continue to say that the White Sox are going to improve. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the division. I say Philadelphia and Toronto win the division, but I will tell you that White Sox are going to be improved. That's for sure. And Aaron Judge, he's on another planet. He hit his 21st home run of the season out there, but every home run he hits is a monster. He's batting .367 with 15 home runs since May 1st. Okay, so not too bad. But here's the thing. Aaron Judge is not going to do this for the rest of the year.
I think he will.
Well, I think he won't. And
maybe not to this extent, but good.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I was going to say good grief again.
Good grief. If I had Aaron Judge, I would market him right now. I would absolutely market him.
I mean, what are you going to get? He's the best player in baseball. You trying to get the other best player in baseball?
No, you see, and that's just it. And I said it before.
You're talking about a dude that hit 60 bombs.
I've got 50, over 50 trade proposals that people ask me to overlook.
Okay.
And to say Aaron, it depends. You already may have enough home runs without Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge could fit you 2-star pitchers. He can give you whatever you need. Okay. Don't hold on to Aaron Judge if you think you can. Even if you lose a point or two in home runs.
It's not just home runs, okay? It's RBIs. It's hell of a batting average. People love to forget about batting average.
But I'm saying
look at his on-base percentage.
He's going to slump a little bit.
He already did slump a little bit, and he's already got freaking... Okay, first of all, he's already slumped to start the season. Big time. He slumped. He's got 47 RBIs. 21 homers. He only had last year. He only had 367 at bats, and he hit 37 bombs. Okay, The year before that, he hit 62. So I'm telling you, you're giving up a lot more than home runs if you're getting rid of him. He is a true 5-tool player.
But he's not going to continue.
He doesn't steal bases.
He's not going to continue on this pace. That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't even have to continue on this pace.
And even though he's throwing out these big numbers, you may need other numbers in real quantity to really become a contender.
I can't think of one pitcher that's worthy of getting...
You can't think of... How about thinking of if you have 2 pitchers that you'd like to replace, or 1 starter and 1 top closer, if you could... So let's put it this way.
Like who?
If you could get 1 starter... It's not like
all the good starters are hurt.
If you have a terrible starter that's stinking up the joint, and you can replace him with an excellent starter, okay?
Well, here's what I would do.
And then you have a relief pitcher or closer that's not doing his job. If you have enough to go through an Aaron Judge decline, you get that pitcher and you get that home run.
All right, fine.
That save guy.
Fine. But
don't say fine. No, do you agree?
I'm giving you a little credit because I do agree that if you have a clunker of a pitcher, you have no closer, and somebody wants to give you that for Aaron Judge, I'm trying to hold on to him a little longer because he is just on fire right now, and you don't want to hold on to him too long because if he does happen to go through another slump, like Lenny says, then you're in trouble. But it's all about knowing when to hold him and fold him. And I'll tell you what, you need to just hold on for a minute. Then you could get way ahead in the home runs, RBIs, and that stuff, and then you can afford to trade him off.
So I'm making this prediction that the Yankees are going to falter, even though the Yankees and the Phillies are the Yankees and the Phillies are racing to win 40 games this season.
Okay, we have this. Unholy says that Judge does have propensity for injuries. Malpal says fix your roster in other ways. Keep Judge. Triple Play says, holy moly.
What?
Just offered Freeman, Nito, Friedel for Morel, Encarnacion, Strand, and Wood. That's not...
Wow.
Wait, you offered that? You don't offer Freeman for anybody like that.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman's...
You keep Freeman.
Freeman is going to pick it up. I mean, when I say that the Atlanta team is sort of like in a funk mentally, it doesn't... Freddie Freeman is such a quality player. He'll still wind up with... He may not have that spectacular year, but he's going to improve.
And, you know, you're trading Friedel at his lowest value. This is a horrible start to the season for Friedel.
Because he's not a good player. I wouldn't...
Dinky.
I wouldn't take Friedel.
Let's see who's calling.
It's got to be my son. And it's... wait!
It's Boston. Okay, please don't... Please.
All right, here we go.
Oh, good grief.
What?
He's going to try to call up and argue about batting average on balls in play.
Okay,
and I'm just...
argue about anything you want. Good morning, Boston Paul.
Let's put him on speaker.
Okay.
Let's see. Can we hear you, Boston Paul?
He has a question.
Hold on a minute. We can't hear you. Okay. Now, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. Now we can all hear you in the chat room and everything.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I have a question. Is 310 a good BABIP average?
Are you what? Do you, I think you're confused.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's normal. 300 is normal batting average on balls in play.
Okay, it's normal, but it's not great, right?
No.
What does great mean? Does great mean really high or really low?
Like if you were to Aaron Judge, if you were to judge him on BABIP, you'd say he was average because he's got a 310 BABIP. But
You're not judging a player on BABIP. You're judging whether or not they've been lucky or unlucky so far in the season. It's really only good at the beginning of the season when the stats have not evened out. It's not about saying Judge is average or not average. Some players have a batting average in their career of over 350, but that's because they run hella fast and then they're able to outrun plays that would not normally be considered a hit.
And Judge is hitting 14 home runs in the month of May. Right. The Yankees are 38-4 with Stanton and Judge homering in the same game. I got to tell you, it's not gonna hold up.
Okay.
Well, it may not, but he's awesome. But the thing is, my whole thing with BABIP, and I don't mean to be a pain in the butt, but my whole thing about
what do you mean you don't mean to? If you don't mean to, you don't do it.
The whole thing is like, here's the deal.
Yeah.
To me, and I may be an idiot, whatever, but to me, if you hit a ball out of the park, it's a legal hit ball. It's 4 bases you get. It's an RBI. It's a run.
Wait a second.
Hit ball. How can they say that it's not? It doesn't count BABIP.
Because that's not what that's.
It's still a legal hit.
That stat is not.
I don't understand why they don't count it.
Nobody's judging the value of a player on BABIP. BABIP is only
that's not what he's asking. Let me answer him.
Okay.
Because the category is balls in play. Is a home run in play?
Yes, it's a home run.
No, it's not.
If it wasn't in play, it'd be a foul ball, Lenny.
No, it's not in play. It's over the fence. It's a home run. It's not in play. Think about the word in ball in play.
Should be in play too, then, because it's not on the fence.
Well, I don't know.
It's not in play because the batter doesn't leave the base.
I look. I agree with you. I think it should be, but the reason it's not is because they're following the balls in play rule. And Boston Paul, all I can tell you is I hope your balls are in play. Okay.
I hope hey, listen, you guys are the best of the best. So
Thank
I just
you.
called because it's just a legit thing to me. It just bugs me, and
You're entitled.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
What do you mean you could be totally wrong?
Just use a different stat then
That's
if you
not
don't like
possible.
that one.
Thanks for calling, Boston Paul.
Yes, thanks for
and
calling.
Your call is not totally wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I love you guys. You know that.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay. Wow. Well, all right, let's get off the Yankees. Willie Adames.
Why do we have to get off the Yankees?
Because it's causing me too much grief.
How about Julio Turan?
How about Willie Adames, another game-winning hit, and the Brewers, this is a good team.
The Brewers are 11 games over 500.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what the Brewers are doing.
Okay, guys.
I don't have them in front of me, but I noticed them this morning when I was getting the standings. I noticed the Brewers. They're out of control good right now. Where's James K? Is he here?
No.
Zelmo agrees with Boston Paul. It should be in play. That's not it. And King Hap says his ball's in play. That's foul. That's pretty good.
And John Garofalo is here.
Good morning to John G., our friend from the Northwest.
Yes.
Good morning to Johnny Garavalo.
Okay, go ahead. Keep it going.
And Holy's Toledo likes Spencer Steer.
You said I don't like Spencer
And
Steer.
Turd says he's a great buy. He's struggling right now versus lefties after murdering lefties last year. And Turd says he thinks he's going to see a nice uptick. And he's just having a bad... Oh, is that Hap?
Oh,
Mark,
hold on a second.
let me put him on.
No.
Yes, we'll put him on.
Okay. Hello, you're on the air, kid. It's okay, but everything okay?
Yeah, just letting you know I'm home.
Just letting you know you're home.
We're happy you're home, Buzz. We'll call you after the show.
Yep.
Bye.
Okay. That's my son who was away for a week. He got home last night late on a plane, and he's letting me know he's home.
We
Great.
love it. All right.
Love it.
So
Okay.
let's keep going. We're almost done with this.
Julio
bitch.
Turan he opted out. He had a minor league deal. He's 33. And he opted out of his minor league deal with the Cubs. He had a brief stint with the Mets. So, I don't know. Is there any interest in Julio Turan? I don't think so.
Dude, you're going to keep making me talk about that other pitcher that should be hired by somebody.
Oh, okay. No.
Triple Play wants you to know, because Lenny talks about on the Baseball HQ radio show, he talked about the All-Star Baseball game. And Triple Play says he has All-Star Baseball as well. His is from the 1970s. It's got Bench, Fisk, Munson, Jackson, et al. Discs with the Wrigley Field background.
My favorite game of all time is All-Star. And Andy and I played it recently. She said we had
We played it.
It is just fun. The only problem with All-Star Baseball is when I played with my friend Sam Cohn growing up, and we played every day, the arguments that we had about it being on the line was incredible, okay? It's on the line. It's on the line.
What is on the line? That's foul, right?
No, we had to do it over. If it's on the line, you spin it over.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was incredible, but that's a game.
The lines were too thick.
I used to play it myself. All-Star Baseball by Catco. Great stuff, okay?
There you go, Mal Pal. That's
all
right.
So
Don't overanalyze batting average on balls in play. It was designed to measure outcomes impacted by fielders. It's a tool. That's it. It's not that important, especially when you're determining the overall value of a player. And by the way, like I said, not everybody has a batting average on balls in play that's the same. Ichiro used to have a batting average on balls in play that was over 400 and stuff all the time. It was not one of those things where you said, oh, eventually it's going to average back out. No, this guy could just run so fast that he was able to run out infield hits.
Right.
Now, White Sox Al says All-Star Baseball, there was a guy, Brant Alaya, who he'd never heard of that was a great all-star baseball hitter. Do you
Right.
remember him?
Yeah, I remember him vaguely. I don't remember him from All-Star Baseball, and I wish I could remember. He's right. Every once in a while, you'd come up with a player, and what I used to do is I used to keep the stats of all the players. I mean, I'll tell you, I had a ball with that stuff.
Yordan Alvarez, 3 for 3 with 2 home runs and a single, 3 batted balls over 105 mile an hour exit velocity. Also, Bryce Miller looks more and more like an ace. Bryce Miller, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. He got 12 whiffs and has 35 called strikes plus whip percentage.
And watch out,
Good grief,
Seattle.
with all these formulas.
Luis Castillo, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, Bryce Miller. This could be the best pitching staff in Major League Baseball.
Oh, we got some gossip. I didn't hear this one. This is pretty good.
Go ahead.
So, Data Premier says Tim Anderson is only 30 years old. What happened to his game? And then Holy points out that he impregnated a woman that wasn't his wife, and it seems to have coincided with his decline. Not only that, but his attitude just...
Wow.
We didn't know that, right?
I had no idea. And Unholy Toledo gets...
He's like our People magazine.
Yeah, he gets all this stuff. Unholy Toledo digs for unwanted pregnancies.
Mitchell Hardson says the best use of batting average on balls in play is in forecasting future success or failure. A hitter with a high BABIP is likely to regress back to the mean, and a player with very poor, which is unlucky, which means it's very low, has a good probability of improving hitting stats. And again, this is why we use it at the beginning of the season more than all, because it's really hard to see the smoke through the trees.
Okay. Reed Detmers, this is SM King Turd, I'm saying this for you. Reed Detmers is none other than James Shields.
Oh,
think
no.
about it. Yes.
Is that what you're saying? What does Turd think of that? He's
All right,
a Detmers
I want to
fan.
know what he says. Reed Detmer is...
I'm done. I'm off the Reed Detmers bandwagon, I think.
Is James Shields. Did you talk about Bryce Miller?
And also, Malpal brings up that batting average on balls in play can also be used for a pitcher, and it might be even more useful for the pitcher because you have other stats that do the batting average on balls in play too, like fielding independent percentage and other things like that. But agree that batting average on balls in play can definitely be used for pitching. It's all about using it early in the season when there's still when you're trying to decide on trades, like, oh, that player's batting average on balls in play is way lower than his career norm. I think he's going to come around because right now he's getting very unlucky, right? That's one thing you definitely want to look at if you're making trades right now, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter.
And you talked about Bryce Miller, who earned the win
over the Angels
of the last 3 starts. Now,
he's
Michael Lorenzen threw his 4th straight quality start. So
I thought he was injured.
If you need a pitcher, and then we talked about Andor at the beginning of the show. I think he's a player. 4 for 5, 3 singles, knocked in. I'll tell you what.
His launch angle is the lowest I've ever seen.
He is a player.
1.5% launch angle.
Now, Matt Olson starting to he went 2 for 4 the other day. Home run and a double. He is now 11 for his last 30. If you could steal Matt Olson, try to do it now. Okay? Try to do it now. Now, also, I mentioned Reed Detmers. Boy, he was 28 innings, had a 9.9 ERA. And Ryan Mountcastle. All right, now let me ask you a question. Okay?
Right, turd.
Ryan Mountcastle, 2 for 3 with 2 home runs.
Underrated?
Who was the
Eddie?
Who was the expert who raved about Ryan Mountcastle and took him in his draft?
Is that you?
What do you mean, is that me?
Well, I'm just guessing because I could see the look on your face like you're so proud of yourself.
There you go. It is me. Ryan Mountcastle.
Where's Eddie Heckman?
I don't know. Probably at church. Okay.
Yes, you're right.
White Sox 63 and 44 on June 1st. And last year they were, they were 63 and 24 last year. But this, in 2021, This year, 15-44. Wow.
What White Sox player would you want on your team? Well, we discussed this a little earlier
Yes,
as far
we
as
did.
hitters, but I guess Garrett Crochet is a good one, or Eric Fetty even. He's pretty good. Michael Soroka is another disappointment again. But it's not Yoan Moncada.
No, not Lewis Robert, and not. So it's tough with these White Sox.
And it's definitely not Eloy.
Not Eloy. Now here's something that
Seiya Suzuki.
Here's something that I rarely see because baseball. 50. I forget the phrase. 100% baseball
Is 50%.
is 50% mental, or something like that. But Seiya Suzuki dropped a fly ball, letting 3 runs scored at the top of the inning. Then in the bottom of the inning, he hit a grand slam.
Okay, so he made up for it.
Unbelievable.
Get your hands out of your pants.
I played baseball, and whenever I did something wrong, it took me a little while to recover. Maybe I'm talking about maybe an inning or two to see a player hit a grand slam in the bottom of the same inning. Now, who are the only 2 Japanese-born players to hit 100 home runs and steal 100 bases?
Ichiro.
And who else?
He's always good for any Japanese-born players.
Ichiro
Trivia.
and who? Come on,
Ohtani?
Shohei Ohtani, okay? By the way, if you're looking to pick up players, Michael Conforto went 1 for 3 in Sacramento. He should be called up pretty soon.
Yeah, he's still hurt.
And the other day, I talked about Ryan Bliss.
I like his name, Blissful.
He can steal you a ton of bases. I told you to pick him up. He was the spark plug in the Mariners' win on Saturday. He collected his first hit, stole 2 bases. You heard him first.
He's still ranked Seattle's number 11 prospect, but Ryan Bliss, a stolen bags maniac.
That's it. Get Ryan Bliss. I told you to take him over a week ago.
Our shower's done, Leonard.
That's it.
We got a new shower.
Oh, by the way, we got a whole new bathroom. Everything's done. And we got the bill, and we still did the show.
And you're doing good today, right? Feeling better.
Anybody have 631-406-7141. That's the number. And if you'd like to call us,
and then Holy points out that Benintendi is still batting under 200.
Benintendi, but that's not going to last
yes,
for
it is.
long.
He sucks.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you all. Let me just say goodbye to all you guys. Big Al and the Prowl, Chris from Cambridge, Chris JP,
a.k.a. Zelmo's brother,
Dazza Premier, John Garofalo, King Hap. Tomorrow, you'll hear King Hap at 9 o'clock.
Coffee with the King.
Coffee with the King. Don't forget it. Leonard Donaldson, Laura, Malpal, Roto Lady, SM King Turd, Timothy My Hooker, Triple Play, Unholy Totally. Look at it. Everybody stays till the end.
Except for a new guy.
He left. And Boston Paul. Thank you all, everybody, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.